Hi everyone, in this video we are going to learn about the while loop. So while loop can be used in situations where we don't know the exact number of iterations. While loop will execute a set of statements as long as the condition is true. Now say this syntax. In the syntax for while loop, the keyword while followed by the condition and followed by a colon, and then we can write a set of statements to be executed inside. And now about the working of the while loop. And now about the working of while loop. The working is very simple. As long as the condition is true, these statements inside while will be executed. And the moment the condition becomes false, the control comes out of the while loop. See this example. While condition will be checked, and if this is true, the control goes inside the loop and it executes the statements inside. So first iteration is completed. Now it checks the condition again, and if it is still true, it again goes inside, execute the statements, and that was the second iteration. In the next iteration, again while condition is checked. In if suppose now it returns false, now the control comes out of the while loop, and so basically while loop will execute this lock inside repeatedly as long as the condition is true, and when it becomes false, control comes out of the loop. Now see an example program. Here first we ask the user to enter a number, and that is stored in the variable num. Let's suppose it was 20. Then we set the variable count is equals to 0. And now we have this while loop here. Again remember the working of while loop. As long as the condition is true, the statements inside the while loop will be executed. So here the condition is num is greater than 1, and the statements inside are num equal to num right shift 1, and then count equal to count plus 1. And what is num? Num is 20 and 20 is greater than 1. So the condition is true and we enter the while loop, and then we have num equal to num right shift 1, which is equivalent to num divided by 2. So num becomes 10, and then we increment the count, so it will become 1, and the first iteration is completed. And after each iteration we have to check the condition again. Here the num equal to 10, which is greater than 1, so the condition becomes true. So we go inside the loop, perform the right shift now, and we'll give the value 5, and it will be stored in num, and we increment the count to 2. Count becomes 2, and the second iteration is completed. Again go and check the while condition. Num equals to 5, which is greater than 1, and so the condition is true again. And now num equal to num divided by 2, that is true, and 2. Also increment count, it becomes 3, and the third iteration is also completed. Now we check the condition again, and we have num equal to 2, which is greater than 1. Again the condition is true, so right shift num, that is 2 divided by 2, and we will get 1, which will be stored in num. And now we increment the count becomes 4, and fourth iteration is also completed. So check the condition again. Num equal to 1 now, which is not greater than 1, so the condition fails. Here it comes out of the while loop, and it executes the next statement, which is printing the count value. Here count equal to 4, which will be printed. Now let us see another program to print numbers from 5 to 1 using a while loop. So first we have I equal to 5. Then we have the while loop. The condition is I greater than or equal to 1, and the statements inside are printing I and decrement I. So in first iteration condition is checked and 5 is greater than 1, So the condition becomes true and we go inside and print I, which is 5, and then decrement I, which will make it 4. And in second iteration, condition is checked and 4 is greater than 1, so the condition is true and we go inside print I, which is 4, and decrement I by 1, which will make it 3. In the third iteration, condition is checked and 3 is greater than 1, so the condition is true and we go inside print I, which is 3, and decrement I, which will make it 2. In the fourth iteration, condition is checked, 2 is greater than 1, so it returns true, and we go inside print I, which is 2, and decrement I, which will make it 1. In the fifth iteration, condition is checked and 1 is equal to 1, so the condition becomes true again, and we go inside and print I, which is 1, and decrement I, which will make it 0. In this sixth iteration, we check the condition and 0 is not greater than 1, so condition fails and control comes out of the loop, while loop. So that's all, and in the next we will discuss about nested loops.